Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. The Midday News is live on Joy 99.7 FM, hits 103.9 FM here in Accra. We're also live on Love 99.5 in Kumasi, myjoyonline.com. We're also live in all 16 regions of Ghana via various affiliates, live on X Spaces and Facebook. The Midday News is supported by Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing dreams, coming up, a nation united in grief. Ghanaians begin laying wreaths and flowers at the ceremonial gardens at the presidency as the 3 days of national mourning enters day 2.
This is not a time for division, speculation, or political point scoring. It is a time for strength, for empathy, and for the enduring Ghanaian spirit that still stands tall when all else has failed. Let our words be of comfort, our actions be of kindness.
This afternoon, we take you live to the crash site for the latest updates on the investigations into how the Z9 military helicopter carrying Defense Minister Dr. Edward Omanebwama, Environment Minister Murtala Mohammed, and 6 others went down on Wednesday, killing all 8 on board.
We're happy that one of them brought a watch, a watch that he picked from the site or the scene. We have handed over to the leader of the team.
Meanwhile, preliminary results from forensic tests on the deceased are expected within the next 12 hours.
And some of the forensic that needs to be done, taking samples have to be done outside the country. So that's why we are trying to fast track, and you see all that. We are hoping that in the next 6-12 hours, they will be able to give us some results. Thank you.
Also, the Aircraft Investigative Department is calling for calm as it begins probe into the crash.
What I'd like to say is we should trust them. They have the level of competence. They know what they're doing, okay? So let us trust them to do their work.
These and more with me, Maame, Nyamekye, Thompson. This is Joy News, independent, fearless and credible.
And as we mourn, questions about the cause of this tragedy are only natural and important. And I want to assure the families and the nation that the Ghana Armed Forces has initiated a full and transparent investigation into the circumstances of this crash. An investigative board of inquiry has been set up to investigate the cause of the crash. The flight data and cockpit voice recorders have both been...
President Mahama is urging Ghanaians to come together in strength and solidarity as the nation continues to mourn the tragic deaths of Defense Minister Dr. Edward Omanebwama, Environment Minister Alhaji Murtala Mohammed, and 6 others who perished in the helicopter crash at Adansi Ekrofom in the Ashanti region. Tributes have been pouring in from across the country and around the world. Presidential correspondent Maxwell Agbagba reports.
The sound of trumpets at the ceremonial gardens at the Jubilee House, and with it came the tears, sounds of wailing, a nation wrapped in grief and sorrow. Here at the flower laying and candlelight event, emotions are raw and heavy. Among those gathered is Iyoko boss Raymond Archer. His eyes are red, barely able to speak. He was among the first to hear the devastating news, only comparable to the day he lost his father.
It was so difficult. We all thought it was a dream. We thought we were having a very bad dream, but it's the most devastating news I have personally ever witnessed. Aside the death of my dad, this is one of the most devastating news I have ever witnessed. I still have the images I have with Omani in his office 2 weeks ago. We had a wonderful chat. About a week and a half ago, we met here again. We had a wonderful chat. We had a few ideas that we wanted to implement together. We shared.
Also present is the Youth Development Minister George Opariado. He worked closely with Dr. Omanebwama as National Youth Organizer and the former Defense Minister as Director of Elections and IT for the NDC. He says Ghana and the NDC have lost a great asset.
I call him thinker. That's how I call him. For every situation, Omane has a solution. And his calm demeanor, he doesn't rush in doing anything. He takes his time, he thinks through it, he processes it, and then he comes with solutions. I remember when we wanted to roll out a project during the elections called the Alpha Project. And when I brought it to FEC, I had briefed him previously. His only comment at FEC was that this is not an operado project. This is what will take NDC to the Flagstaff House.
As night falls, the crowd begins to thin, but not all have left. I've met Patricia and Abanga. They never knew any of the 8 departed souls personally, yet their pain is evident.
We came to, when we heard the news, we were really sad because as Ghana, we have heard what these humble souls have done to the country. So we just came to pay our last respects.
I was at work when I heard the news. So, we were all shocked. We couldn't work. We couldn't work, it was sad news to all of us. It was shocking. It's a shocking news to all of us.
Messages of condolence have poured in from far and near. At the United Nations Security Council's 9,974th meeting, focused on peace consolidation in West Africa, each ambassador paused to offer sympathies to the people and government of Ghana. Lavinia Adai-Mensah, who is executive director of WANEP and one of 3 briefers at the meeting, describes the moment as deeply moving. Listen to some of the UN ambassadors from Sierra Leone, Denmark, the UK, Korea, China, Panama, and many others as they stood in solidarity with Ghana.
Allow me also to join others in expressing condolences to the government and people of Ghana for the tragic loss of life in the helicopter crash.
Before I deliver my remarks, let me also join others in expressing our sincere condolences to the government and people of Ghana for the loss of life in a helicopter crash.
I would also like to take this opportunity to express China's sincere condolences to Ghana over this tragic helicopter crash.
Well, let's take you live now to the ceremonial gardens of the Jubilee House, where my colleague Hannah Odami has been observing several dignitaries who are laying wreaths and signing the book of condolence. Hannah, tell us who's been there and what they've been saying.
Maame, we just heard from the prophetic in Ghana, the prophetic ministry in Ghana. They were led by Prophet Ajiman. But earlier this morning when we came here, the acting Chief Justice Paul Bakubone was here. After he made the wreath on behalf of the judiciary, he asked the entire country not to politicize this particular death. We also had a Ghana Journalist Association represent here. They called it a Black Wednesday. They said this misfortune shouldn't have happened. And if it had, this national tragedy should be treated as such. We also had the Chief Fire Officer, Patience Bakubone. She came here together with a crew from the Ghana Fire Service. She said that God should make strong the widows, the widowers, the children and siblings of the dead. We had Guzi Tano. He is the Chief Policy Advisor at the 24-hour implementation. He also sent condolences to the family. He said he wasn't going to say much because the entire country is broken. We had the Council of Elders of the NDC here. They were led by Alhaji Mahama Idrisi. They also called for the country to unite in grieving. We had representatives of the security service also here, Maame. We had the Narcotics Control Board here. We had the representatives from the Immigration Service. We had representatives from the Prison Service. And we had the European Union also here. Their chairman, Jonas Clare, he said he worked closely with Dr. Manebuama. And even just last week, we were having a conversation, and the death is such a painful one.
On behalf of the Judicial Service and the Judiciary, I release a statement of condolence to His Excellency the President, the government and the people, and the bereaved families. Now we are here to commiserate with the President by laying our flowers. As I said yesterday in my statement, which was actually repeated by the President in his somber address to the people, these gallant men died in the course of duty, and so we should forge ahead in national unity and not politicize their deaths. We should all have recourse to their legacy they left behind and then serve our nations.
You heard the Justice Paul Bafoboni, the acting Chief Justice. Also there was the Council of Elders of the NDC.
This is a very sad day or week or period for all of us to see our beloved colleagues in this tragedy. We are here as Council of Elders of the National Democratic Congress to lay the wreath in honor of our colleagues. We'll extend our sympathies to all their relatives, the country, and our head of state, President John Dramani Mahama, for this irreparable loss.
Well, in the homes of the departed, many well-wishers continue to sympathize with their families. Let's take you now to the homes of the two deceased ministers, where CEOs of state-owned enterprises have been paying their respects. And my colleague Michael Ashali is there for us. Michael, fill us in. What's the latest?
Yes, so Maame, you see, the entourage led by Professor Pesawad, who is the acting director general for the state interest in governance authority, SIGA, first of all went to the home of the former defense minister, who is now late, Dr. Omani Boama, where they expressed their condolences and shared in their death of the movement, and also extended their support to the family. And then from there, they left there and then went to the home of the former environment minister, Murtala Mohammed, where they also did same. And we also, although they did not say, we saw that in both these homes, they brought at least a vehicle full of water and other drinks to give to the family as part of their support to the families. At the moment, we are en route to the home of one of the fallen heroes in the Ajengano, and is currently in the convoy moving. Almost every single state agency. If you have time, I could just walk you through just about some of them. So I know that GAPOHA is here, Ghana Port and Harbour Authority. The CEO is here, BOSS CEO as well is here, Ghana Gas, Gridco, Ghana Publishing Authority, VALCO, MIF, NCA, TDC, that is Development Corporation, is here as well. Tanko Computer, who also is with the GIFEC, is also with this particular group as well. Edu Gitamaglo, who we know is the CEO of NCA. Randy Abe, who heads Cocobot, is also in this. And also James Kuchaveju, who is the former member of parliament and now heads the Security and Elections Commission, is also in this group. Their hope is that they will at least share in the burden of the family and extend their support to these grieving families and hopefully help them to alleviate their grief.
Well, talking about grief, Papani, how are the families faring after the death?
Maame, so exclusively, possibly be the very first person to allow to have seen the family of Defense Minister of Dr. Omani Boama. That she couldn't, the wife of Dr. Omani Boama could not utter a single word at the time that the speaker was having an audience with it. It was a very difficult moment for the family. She was uncontrollable, but even at some point, it was quite a heavy atmosphere. At the home of Murtala Mohammed, it was possibly even worse because the immediate family of Murtala Mohammed could not even come out to come and see the entourage. The entourage had to be given a special privilege to get into the inner quarters of the house itself in order to see the family. And that's exactly what happened. We also wanted to chance upon the leader of Movement for Change, Alan Tremartin, who also shared a few words with the family and also extended their support to the grieving family. Maame.
Thank you so much, Michael Ashale, giving us the update of the SIGA's visit to homes of the departed state ministers. Well, while much attention has been focused on the state officials who perished in the crash, little is known about the 6 other victims aboard the ill-fated helicopter. This report puts a spotlight on them.
Born on August 8, 1967, in the Savannah region, the acting Deputy National Security Coordinator in charge of Human Security, Alhaji Mohammed Muniru Limuna, would have celebrated his 59th birthday on Friday. He served as a Northern Regional Minister, the Upper East Regional Minister, the Minister of Food and Agriculture, and a Minister of State in charge of Human Resources Department and Scholarships at the Presidency during the first term of President Mahama's administration. Alhaji Limuna obtained a Bachelor of Arts degree from the University of Ghana. He then went on to study for a postgraduate diploma in health policy, planning and financing at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. He continued at the University of London for a Master's and Science degree in health policy, planning and financing. Alhaji Lumina worked as an administrator and health policy advisor at the Ministry of Health and the project coordinator at the National Health Insurance Authority from the year 2009 to 2010. He is the founder and chairman of Damango-based Kasha 99.5 FM. Alhaji Lumina is married with 4 children. Samuel Sapon was born on the 10th of November 1957 at Ejiso in the Ashanti region. He obtained his GCE level at the Osei Tutu Senior High School. He then pursued a 3-year teacher training education at the Wesley College in Kumasi. From 1981 to 1984, the former sports teacher at the Jabin Secondary School was also the Ashanti Regional Minister from 2013 to 2015. At the time of his death, he was the Vice Chairman of the NDC. Samuel Abuaje was born on 23rd December 1980. He hails from Obuasi East in the Ashanti region. Many have described him as humble, accessible, and socially responsible. Mr. Abuaje served as a Deputy Director General in charge of relief and protocol at the National Disaster Management Organization. He represented the NDC in Obuasi East as the 2024 parliamentary candidate.
Well, in a related development, forensic experts in South Africa are expediting DNA analysis to identify the charred remains of the victims. Authorities say preliminary results could be available as early as today. Interior Minister Alhaji Mubarak provided details.
The mortal remains of Defense Minister Dr. Edward Omani-Boama and Environment Minister Dr. Murtala Mohammed, along with 6 others who tragically lost their lives in a helicopter crash yesterday, have been transported to South Africa to conduct a DNA on their bodies to be able to identify who is who.
But to speed up the investigation, obviously we need to do further examination and investigation just for the avoidance of doubt. And some of the forensic that needs to be done, taking samples, how to be done outside the country. So that's why we are trying to fast track, and you see all that. We are hoping that in the next 6-12 hours they will be able to give us some results. Thank you.
They were accompanied to South Africa by some Ghanaian delegation, which included officials from the Criminal Investigation Department. The family of Muntaka Mohammed, who is a Muslim, would have wished that he was buried today according to the customs of Islam, but due to the nature of how they were burnt.
Ken Jesse with that report. Now, amid widespread speculation surrounding the cause of the military helicopter crash, attention has been turned to the black box, a critical flight recorder that could hold the answers to what may have gone wrong. Did you know that the black box is not black? There's more in the following report.
The black box in airplanes refers to 2 essential flight recorders that are crucial for investigating accidents and understanding the final moments of a flight. Despite the name, these devices are actually painted bright orange to enhance visibility during recovery operations. The black box is built to withstand extreme conditions, including high-impact crashes, intense fires, and deep-sea pressure. It is usually installed at the rear of the aircraft, as this section is more likely to remain intact in the event of a crash. There are 2 main components of the black box: the Flight Data Recorder (FDR) and the Cockpit Voice Recorder (CVR). The FDR captures a wide range of technical data from the flight, such as airspeed, altitude, heading, and engine performance. It can record hundreds to thousands of parameters depending on the aircraft systems. This helps investigators reconstruct the plane's trajectory and system behavior over time. The CVR on the other side records audio from the cockpit, typically covering the last 2 hours of a flight. It captures pilot conversations, radio transmissions with air traffic control, and ambient sounds in the cockpit such as the alarms or engine noises. This audio evidence provides insight into the crew's actions, decisions, and possible problems they encountered before an accident occurred. In addition to their rugged design, most black boxes are fitted with an underwater locator beacon ULB that activates when submerged in water. This beacon emits signals for up to 30 days, assisting search teams in locating the device. Overall, the black box serves as the memory of the aircraft, playing a vital role in improving aviation safety and preventing future accidents by revealing what went wrong or right during a flight. The sources for this information are the Federal Aviation Administration FAA, Bureau of Aircraft Accident Archives BAAA, and National Transportation Safety Board NTSB.
You're still listening to the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. We'll take a break, we'll return with sports, and also the Aircraft Investigative Department is calling for calm as it begins probe into the crash.
What I'd like to say is we should trust them. They have the level of competence. They know what they're doing, okay? So let us trust them to do their work.
When budgets are tight and money difficult to come by, you want to be sure you get the best value for your money. These are not times to be spending money fixing expensive engine problems because of cheap fuel and lubricants. Drive to a petrol source station today and buy your quality fuel and lubricants, and rest assured of fuel that lasts long and lubricants that prevent expensive engine problems. Hear the sound. Petrosol, clean fuel in full quantity.
When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth with Kale Charcoal toothpaste. This gives me confidence all day.
Anytime you meet Amma, don't be surprised I smile showing my beautiful white teeth because I don't have cavity thanks to Kale Charcoal toothpaste for its natural charcoal properties. In fact, we are like twins. I can't go without my Kale Charcoal toothpaste.
That be why I dey use Kale Charcoal toothpaste morning and night when I dey go bed safe. It dey make my teeth white when it dey comot every scent from my mouth inside. My confidence level they go up, so I dey show my 32 teeth all.
Introducing the Kale Charcoal toothpaste, formulated with activated bamboo charcoal powder, ensures whiter teeth and removes bad breath. The strong natural property of the activated bamboo charcoal removes bacteria, absorbs surface stains on our teeth caused by coffee, wines, and tobacco. Welcome, Kale Charcoal toothpaste. Kale Charcoal toothpaste, Sankofa Yenchi.
Kale, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
After 9 electrifying seasons, Big Brother Naija is back for season 10 with 10 times the drama, 10 times the rivalry, 10 times the game. This is certified. No zero, no minus. Stream every twist and turn on Showmax. Binge all the action, every surprise, anytime, anywhere. Sign up now at Showmax.com. Your front row seats to Big Brother Naija season 10. Showmax, streaming for Ghana.
Welcome back to the Midday News. We have sports.
Hi, I'm Yesi, and Sports and Recreation Minister Kofi Adams has lauded the Gbese Manche Ni Aibonti II for his contribution to football development in Ghana. Kofi Adams was speaking at a meeting with organizers of the 2025 Homer World Cup, an event held in honor of the Gbese Manche.
The Gbese Manche has contributed significantly to the development of sports and also peace building, not just for the Ghana state, but also Ghana as a whole. His leadership of Accra House of Food, it was that period also that we saw the glorious days of Accra House of Foods.
That was Kofi Adams, Sports and Recreation Minister. The 2025 Gbese Manche Homo Peace Charity Cup will be played on Sunday, August 17 between Accra Hearts of Oak and Pando Hearts of Lions.
Thank you very much, Achu. Now, this afternoon, the Aircraft Investigative Department is urging the public to remain calm as investigations commence into Wednesday's helicopter crash. Captain Paul Fojo, an investigator with the department, says the competent team has been assigned to determine the cause of the disaster. The scams have made renewed public anxiety after another helicopter registered 9G-ADW made an emergency landing at Ejumako Kokobing in the Central Region on Wednesday. The pilot reportedly warned that continuing the flight could have resulted in an accident.
What I'd like to say is we should trust them. They have the level of competence. They know what they're doing, okay? So let us trust them to do their work. With that particular one, that was a civil aircraft. So that falls under our mandate, okay? What we're doing is, fortunately, there are no fatalities or anything like that. We are seeking, as I said, you collect information first. So we're in the process of getting the preliminary information we want, and then we'll take it from there. We're waiting for the report from them. All I would say is, in fairness, whenever there's an investigation, the public obviously would speculate and so on and so forth. But those of us in the investigative field, what we do is we are only interested in facts. We don't like to speculate, okay? That is why I kept saying to you that, in fairness, let the military do their work. They will come up with whatever. People who don't have I don't have the facts, so I can't comment.
Okay.
It would be wrong to do so.
Okay. I'm grateful to you.
Well, let's go to Obuasi now. Joy News is back at the base where the incident happened as soldiers combed the Dampia Forest Reserve for crashed helicopter wreckage. And my colleague Emmanuel Bright-Kweku is then joins us live from Sekaman Brofuyedru community. Emmanuel, what's the latest where you are?
Maame, in fact, just about a few minutes ago, the military, some soldiers have entered the Dampia Forest Reserve. As you rightly said, they are combing the areas in search of the wreckage from the helicopter crash that happened 2 days ago. And in fact, they are pushing in all efforts to take every part of the helicopter that was crashed and transport them to Accra. So efforts are really underway. The soldiers, the military, are pushing in a lot of effort. And as you know, because the area has been cordoned off, these community folks are farmers. They are raising concerns over they not having access to their plantation. And so they would wish that any assistance from the government could be given to them. In fact, we spoke with a member of parliament for the area. He was here earlier engaging with the leadership and also the military, and he has assured that a list of the affected farmers will be compiled hopefully later today to ensure that all these farmers, their concerns or their grievances are heeded to, so that they do not only resort to street food buying, as they said to me.
Advise them for them to talk to those who pick something from or anything from the incident site, so that they'll bring them back. We were watching news yesterday, and that one concern was that some who first visited the scene picked some let's say pieces off. So it was something that we thought wise to come and talk to them, do announcement, so that if there was something they pick from the scene, they can return it to also assist for the investigation that they need to conduct. We're happy that one of them brought a watch that he picked from the site or the scene. We have handed over to the leader of the team, the armed force team, who are currently here, and that we also assisted the Nananum with Thompson Sumo. At least people are coming every minute or every minute. They have to give them water and other things to also, at least as custom demand. So that's why we came as a team, myself and the DC.
Well, let's head to the Jubilee House now, where Presidential Affairs correspondent Maxwell Agbagba is. Maxwell, what's the president up to today?
Well, obviously, the ECOWAS chairman and president of Sierra Leone is
expected in the country in some hours. And he's visiting today to commiserate with President Maame and the people of Ghana. He's expected to sign a book of condolence and also lay a wreath at the ceremonial gardens at the Jubilee House.
Maxwell Akpakwa giving us the president's itinerary for today, and that's how we end the midday news here on Joy 99.7 FM. I am Maame Nyamekye Thompson. Up next is Living Word with Pastor Mensa Otabil. Have a good afternoon.
It's your day.